Good morning, Charlotte, North Carolina. This is MZGSD, Girls About the World. I am your host, Gabby Davis,
Sandra Douglas,
Santora Faulkner,
Maria Spruce,
and Deanna Dukes.
and we are
MZGSD.
Today's segment is about Races United. I have the white race. Angel, how are whites portrayed in scary movies?
I feel like they always go to the danger and they always, die off because they do stupid things.
All right, Santora, how do white parents act in the story?
I feel as if white children do something bad, the parents are less active with discipline.
All right. Maria, how are white people when it comes to exploring new worlds?
I feel like when white people get to exploring new worlds, they actually take out on an adventure. They go bike riding, mountain hiking, anything to really get hands-on with exploring.
What do you mean by hands-on? You mean like with animals and...
The name.
Yes.
All right. Deanna, how are white people when they are mad?
When white people are mad, they say random stuff out the blue that don't even make sense. Just jumble words together just to act like they're making a point, really. It doesn't make sense at all.
All right. So I have a question for you guys. Do you guys have any friends that doesn't meet the stereotypes that you guys portray today?
Absolutely. I mean, they all, like, everybody doesn't fit in where you think they fit in at.
Right. Like, there are different types of Caucasian people. There are the ones that are in New York. There are Italian. They're different races, and they're also the ones that are, like, calm and cooler. They're the ones in the South. They're very racist. They're different types.
Right.
Yeah,
of white
but we
people.
kind of, like, view them all the same, though.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I'm surprised no one said anything about Starbucks.
We like Starbucks, too.
All right. Sandra?
Okay, it's my turn to ask my questions. My first question is for Santora. How do you feel about a black single mother? Like, how do you feel that she acts towards her kids? Or,
I think as for black single mothers, they have different type of mothers. They have the ones that look forward to the child support, and they have the ones that are independent and actually take care of the children like they're supposed to.
Right. Okay. My next question is for you, Gabby. How do you feel that a black parent disciplines their child?
I feel like black parents discipline their child very, very strictly. They usually use much force. Whether it is anything they can grab in their grasp or a belt, their hand. Most likely it's whatever is the closest thing something's going towards it.
Yeah.
Okay. My next question is for you, Maria. How do you feel that when the black family gets together on Sunday and have dinner, how do you feel that they act?
I feel that there is a lot of love as well as drama, as everyone gets to telling stories about how their weeks were and throwback stories of childhood memories.
Yes. Best moment. Amen to that.
Embarrassing stuff. Okay. And my last question is for Deanna. How do you feel about a mother or a father having a parent-friend relationship with their child?
I feel as though it's okay for you to be friends with your child, but to a certain extent, because at the end of the day, they're not going to need a friend. They're going to need a parent to guide them the right way. And if you're their friend, they're not going to view you and come to you as much as you think they would. Just because you're their best friend doesn't mean that they're not going to feel reliable to you. They're just going to be like, oh, they're here to talk to you about other stuff, not about my personal life, what's really going on and how it's affecting me.
Right. Okay, well, for us as women and as being of the black race,
Yes.
how do you feel that these stereotypes affect you?
These stereotypes, I would say these stereotypes affect me because this is the first thing people view, like whenever you're trying to get a job or you're trying to go to college, the first thing they think, oh, you're African American or you're ratchet or you're just crazy or there's something wrong with you,
Right.
like mentally,
Because you're black, right?
Right. Yeah, and like they kind of view like the black population lower than everybody else because of our past, and they don't view us as what we have come to be or what we're doing now to succeed. They just view us as the past and what other people have given the names of black people in a bad way, not the good things, but the bad things.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because of things that they've done to black people, or they're always going to try to put us down, to make us look bad because of what they've done, and they don't want for their stuff to be out there. They want us to look bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So my segment is about Latin Americans, and my first question goes to Angel. How do you think Latin Americans act in movies?
Well, from me seeing like sitcoms on TV and stuff, I've never seen a Latin American movie. Well, Selena, but like they're really different. Like they have a different culture than others. Like as far as religion, food, anything. Like they're different from a lot of people. They have a lot of love.
Yes. My next question is for Deanna. How do you think Latin American parents act at stores?
I feel as though when their child picks up something, they give them a death look, and they might pop their hand or something and like say something, but they say it in a different language, so you won't know what they're saying when they threaten their child, because they know as soon as they get home, it's over.
Okay. Next is Claudia. How do you think Latin Americans act during dinner time?
I feel like Latin Americans have a similar way of eating dinner than Black people, except there's more people, more food, less conversation, and more eating.
Okay, and my last question goes to Gabby. How do you think Latin Americans act at parties?
Latin Americans at parties, well, of course, there's the music that is always that gets you on the go, on the move. It's all up to beat, and then it's also the dancing that they're just constantly just moving, just going.
Okay, so as the whole entire thing, how do you guys think Latin Americans are stereotyped in today's generation?
They're always viewed as being an illegal immigrant, even if they've come like to America and gotten their green cards or gotten certified, or even they could be the person that's in your house, doing all the hard work because they're the only people who want to work, who need to work, or feel like they need to work.
Yet people view them as like an enemy, like an opponent, because the fact that they're the only ones that really want to work, they take the jobs from others who's not trying to do it, and they get mad about it, but yet you're not doing anything to prove that you can just do just as much as that Latin American.
But I think that also goes back to history and how, like most of the immigrants that came over back in the day, like in the 1920s, we viewed them as like they were foreigners, and we didn't like them because they were willing to do the cheap labor, and that was taken away from jobs from other people. So that's probably why we have that view on Latin America.
But I think that's what's wrong with America today, because we get mad at them for doing the cheap labor, but we're not willing to do it either.
Exactly.
I chose to do the Asian race, and my first question is to Deanna. How do you think Asians are portrayed in movies?
Well, in the movies that I've seen with Asians, it was in like Godzilla or something like that. So they don't know what's really going on, but they're always trying to shoot something, and they know karate and stuff like that. I always want to fight like Jackie Chan. I mean, that's the best way to do it in a movie. Like they always know kung fu. That's the one thing Like and Karate Kid. Yes, they can teach you some things. Yeah.
Okay. My second question is for Angel. How do you think society view Asians?
I feel like they view them as the people who eat cats and dogs. People who will like physically damage your body if you bother them, I guess. And that's about it.
My next question is for Gabby, and that one is on how do you think parenting is for Asian children?
I think parenting for Asian children are like super strict because they always have to have straight A's, and then some of them they want them to play instruments and they have to do it right. They got to practice day and night. And
okay, and my last question is for Santora. How do you think the American society and community views Asian food?
Ooh, Asian food. When I think of Asian food, I think of that ruff and meow. No, I'm kidding. Asian food is, who doesn't like chicken?
sure.
They don't have the best fried chicken. Okay, they don't have the best fried chicken, but they have some good chicken. I think when the Latin Americans decided to come to America, it pretty much opened up a new door of another culture. In order for us to, be diverse, we have to, get to know other people's stuff.
So the Asians is another diversity that we got to know too.
Right.
So like, I feel like when we view the Asians, you know, we view them as like something completely different from every other race because they're intelligent, they're hardworking, you know.
Yeah.
Well, actually, they have two different Asians. Because if you want to go there, then we have an Asian like Henry, and we have an Asian like Chuck
And hi, Chim.
and Hachim.
They're different types. Like
They have
because-
different types of.
And I feel like that's
Asian is just the whole thing,
Yeah.
and not just that one individual.
But we view them as a whole. How do we view them? We view them as very intelligent people with some good food and amazing at doing nails.
Who always gets the good job.
yeah,
Right.
they really. But then, like when it comes down to it, like you have to realize Asian culture, they're very hardworking. They're focused on society. And not all of them are from Asia. So when they come to America, they pick up the American culture.
Right.
So that's why not all Asians are
The way-
stereotypical
yeah.
Asian.
Alright, so for my segment, I chose to do Africans. So my first question is for Gabby. How do you view Africans in movies?
Well, when I think about Africans in movies, the first thing I think about is like the safari. Like they're always like they're showing off the safari. That's the first thing I think about. Because even in the movie Madagascar, who was the person driving the car? It was the black guy, wasn't it? It was African. So that's like I view them as explaining the animals. You know, they talk about the lion, the elephant, and all the monkeys and all the other stuff. So
The
I
bats.
view them.
Alright, so my next question is for Santor. How do Africans act at home?
Africans have a very weird way of treating their children. It's not as much as a nice and calmly manner. It's more of a harsh, and if you don't do what I say, you know, I'm going to throw something at you type of discipline.
Alright, my next question is for Zangel. How do African parents act in stores?
As far as, you know, kids are going to be kids and grab what they want off the shelf and put it in their buggy. But them being African American or African period, a black parent is not going to allow their child to get something that they don't feel like they physically need right now.
Right.
So don't grab the box of Pop-Tarts and we need macaroni shells. We're going to make them put it back.
In any way possible.
Okay.
They might not even tell you that. They just
that one good old hand.
Give you that look.
My next question is for Madia. How do Africans act when it comes to marriage?
Okay, well, Africans are viewed in two different ways when it comes to marriage. There are some Africans who have a culture that believe in jumping the broom and getting married at an early age to start off a family. And there are other Africans who want their kids to get all the success in the world and put off marriage until they have reached their life goals and success.
Okay, so I think like as Africans as whole, we think of them really, you know, because they're very spiritual people when it comes to their animals and doing stuff, and they want everything done a certain way. Yes, their culture is very strict, and like that's their main goal in life is their culture and their beliefs. Like they focus on it really hard.
Oh, anyway, so what I thought, like, I don't know if it's Africans, period, but like with some other foreigners, like they could be from Jamaica or Cuba or from whatever that are a dark skin color, like I've heard with like the taxi drivers, and they always have something to say about, oh, you wouldn't last a day in my village, or you wouldn't last a day where I live, and just like, yeah, we understand that, but like you're here now working,
Right.
like we are here working, so it shouldn't be that much of a difference between you and me just because you live somewhere else.
Right.